Hello there, YouTubers. This is Robert Brisendine 5 with another deck tech. This is a deck I used last night, and I used it to great effect. It was actually pretty damn good. It worked very well against the people I was playing because a lot of them weren't expecting this kind of deck. It's a Naya deck, my version of a Naya. It's not Boss Naya or anything like that, obviously, but normally, like, I wouldn't have Rampant Growth in there. I would want to put Intruder Alarm for the Godsire, which I'll get to in a bit. And instead of Sigil Blessing, I'd be using like Path to Exile or something like that. But this version works really well. Um, let's get down to it here. Of course, I've got four Wild Nakatals. Uh, this is an awesome card, especially in this deck because it's a 3/3 for one. I mean, come on, seriously, it's awesome. Yeah, it's probably one of the best cards I've ever used. It's creature wise, so. I've got Druids of the Anima, only running three because I only have three. It's like the Llanowar Elves effect, basically Birds of Paradise effect. It produces red, white, or green mana. Of course, Bloodbraid Elf. Normally you would see it in Jund, but I prefer it in Naya because you can cascade into so many things in this deck. Everything is, except for the card next to it, is less than the casting cost, so you can cascade into quite a few things. Godsire. I'm only running two because it is an expensive card, but if I have Intruder Alarm in the deck, its tap ability, you can tap it and make a 8/8 creature that is red, green, and white. So with Intruder Alarm, you can keep doing that. So I think Intruder Alarm says when a creature comes into play, untap target creature or target permanent or something like that. So you tap Godsire, 8/8 comes into play. Intruder Alarm triggers. You untap Godsire, tap it, 8/8. It's basically an infinite combo type thing. You produce and like I've been board wiped before, but most of the people I play against don't use board wipers. So as the next turn you have an infinite army of 8/8 creatures running down people's throats. So it's kind of mean, but it works really well. One of my other favorite cards too is Blitz Hellion. It's a 7/7 with haste, and it's a fairly cheap card to cast. Cool thing is granted, it is only in for one turn. It hits the board, you attack, it goes back into your library. You shuffle it back into your library. But A, it gives you a way to shuffle your library, and B, it's a 7/7 with haste. I mean, come on. So it's a cool card. I only have two left. I traded two off the other day. So and of course, Woolly Thoktar, probably one of my favorite 3-drop creatures. Is a 5/4 for 3. I mean, how awesome can you get? I mean, you can cascade into it, and there's a Woolly on the deck. Usually turn 3, here comes a Woolly Thoktar. At one point, I was actually running Elvish Pipers in this deck, which worked really well, especially with Godsire, because I would end up not having to cast Godsire. Because Elvish Piper, you pay one, tap it, put a creature onto the battlefield, so which is kind of nice. So, and I may actually side out these Rampant Growths for 2 Elvish Pipers. So, but the Rampant Growths are there just for extra acceleration. And of course, O-rings, good removal, just good to have in a deck anyway. Same with this Lightning Bolt, running 4 ofs. Good spot removal, help keep things at bay for a little while. Here's another decent card. Intimidation Bolt deals 3 damage to target creature, and opponent's creatures can't attack this turn. So you bolt a creature, and then they can't attack you if they've got a little army of creatures. So it helps keep people at bay for a little while. Sigil Blessing is actually pretty good. It works to more effect in my Bant deck because it gives, I think it's target creature +3 and all other creatures +1/+1. Yeah. It works better in my Bant deck with my Angels and Knights. But, I figured I'd try it in this deck, and it actually worked pretty good. So, and of course, I'm running 4 Tech Edges, just good to have on hand. And then for other lands, I've got 4 forests, 4 plains, 4 mountains, 4 Stirring Wildwood. I like it because it only costs 1 and 1 white and green, and you've got a 3/4 elemental. So with reach, so it actually works out kind of good. I don't run my Raging Ravines. I've been thinking about it. But I'm not sure yet. I mean, Raging Ravine is probably my favorite of the Manlands, but this one works good in here. Got two Root Bounds, two Sun Petals, and that's about it. But oh, excuse me. Ah, this deck is actually extremely effective. It ramps in pretty quick. I mean, there's the sage, the druids, and the rampant growth and whatnot. I may actually take out the ramp. Excuse me, take out the rampant growth. I'm not sure. I may take out the sigil blessings and just put in a three elvish pipers, or I may just take out two rampant growths and put in the elvish pipers and take the sigil blessings out and put in three rampant growths. I'm not sure. It changes a lot. But last night it was an extremely good deck. You can get creatures out quickly, especially with the Nakatols and the Woolly Thoctars. And like I said, if I had Intruder Alarm, I would be all over the Godsire action because Godsire is a beastly creature, and if you can keep it on the board long enough to activate its abilities, then most people usually end up giving up. I actually had at one point also had a variant of this deck that ran four Johnny Goldmains and two Elspeth Knight Errants. That was actually a really good deck. So yeah, so rate, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Offer suggestions on this one. This one, I like red, white, and green are such a versatile colors to play with that there's so many ideas and so many ways to do it. Like Goblin War Drums is a fun card, and other things like that. So all right, yeah. Let me know what you think, and until next time, YouTube, take it easy.